Here are 5 awesome tips to consider when buying your next snowboard, but no one's talking about these. One is going to be buying the right base material. Now, there is a cheaper base material that's traditionally found in our rental boards and our low-end boards. Now, that's going to be called extruded, and extruded bases tend to not hold wax as well. They tend to get beat up a lot easier, and so then you end up spending a lot more money on trying to maintain them, and you just work a lot harder. If you spend a little bit more money, traditionally around that 400 to 450 price point and above, you're going to get a base material called centered. Now, these centered bases are a lot more durable and they hold wax a lot better. So yes, you're spending a little bit more money, but you're going to get more time out of the snowboard. So I traditionally only ride centered boards, and they're extremely useful for riding catwalks, surprisingly, because you're going to be able to go a lot faster. Then you don't have to struggle on a catwalk. Or if I'm riding park and I want to hit jumps, I don't have to struggle with going slow because the base material is more awesome. So the base material with a centered board has more porous and the wax adheres to it a lot better. Yes, you might go through the wax a little bit sooner, but you're going to get a higher performing vehicle out of that. And as a fun little life hack, if you want an awesome board like that, you can always buy the previous year's model. You're still getting an awesome board, but you're going to get it at a discount. So you can, once again, get more bang for your buck. So buy a centered board, spend the extra money, and you're going to get a lot more life out of your board. And that board right there has over 100 days on it, and it's still freaking awesome, but it's durable enough to last that whole time. So definitely consider getting a centered base over an extruded base. And today's video is brought to you by Bennett. If you're looking for gloves, tech, hoodies, or goggles, check out shopbennettech.com. Tip number 2, should you get the channel system or a traditional mounting system? Well, me personally, I'm a big fan of the channel system, and no, Burton is not telling me to tell you this. I personally am a massive fan of it, and my friends give me crap all the time, but I love the channel system because if I want to make a micro adjustment, I had hip surgery last summer, and when my stance is too wide, too narrow, it hurts way more than it should. So if I need to make a millimeter adjustment, I have that capability, whereas a traditional hole pattern, it's a big leap or I'm not centered. So I'm a big fan of the channel system, but if you want the traditional channel system, definitely do it. It's going to be up to you, but find the system that makes the most sense for you. Tip number 3 is identifying, is the board you're buying or the board that you have helping or hindering your performance? I'm a big fan of traditional camber boards because it does 3 big things. It gives me the ability to land more tricks because if I'm a little bit backseat, the board is actually going to help me land. One time I was going through a mogul field and I'm going so far in the back seat, absolutely blowing it, but my Camber snowboard actually pushed my body into position to save it, where a different board that would have been really soft or a reverse camber board, I most likely would have gotten in the back seat and then slipped out. So in that situation, having the camber board helped me survive the mogul field that I was going way too fast in. So that's number 1. Number 2, I love carving. So being able to put a lot of energy into my board, that board is going to be able to handle that, whether I'm going really high speed carving or more dynamic and aggressive carving, but a little bit slower, having the board again being able to handle what I put in it. And then number 3 is it's so much more stable at high speed. So that's hitting big jumps, going fast, or just sending moguls. But my board helps me. The reasons why I don't go with hybrids, reverse camber boards is for those exact reasons. I want something that's stable. I want something that I can ride super aggressive, and I know my board is going to help me. Now, you guys are all not like me, and I get that. So there's definitely different styles out there. So for you, you got to identify, is your board elevating your riding or is it hindering you? If you're riding a crazy long 284 centimeter board, but you just like going catwalks, it's probably a miserable experience. So identify, is that board easy and helping me? Now, how the heck do I identify that? The best way, in my opinion, is to ride a few different boards. You can go to a local shop, demo a couple different profiles, different sizes, different stiffnesses, and see which one is elevating your experience. Yes, it's going to cost you a little bit of money to demo and ride these different boards. But for me personally, I ride the same board, well, the same profile for the last 10 years, and I just love it because I know it's helping me. So I invested that time and energy in the beginning, and then I just reap those benefits for the next 10 years, so I don't have to spend all my time just searching. But find the equipment that is helping you, not hindering you. Because it has this cool technology and it has a sick graphic, doesn't mean it's right for you. Did you guys know that I do a live Q&A/live stream every single Tuesday on YouTube? The best part is we get to spin and you get to win some stuff, but I also get to answer your questions so that you're not feeling lost the next time you go snowboard. So if you want to join the chat, join the community, join me 7 p.m. every single Tuesday, Mountain Standard Time. Let's go. And tip number 4, does your board give you confidence? It's surprising how important your equipment is to your performance. If I can, without a doubt, trust my equipment, that means I can go send this ridiculously big jump or go really fast or stop on a dime because I trust my equipment. It also means, does that board give me this emotional state that I can put my body in the right body position to do whatever it is? High speed carving, riding trees, but do I get confidence from my equipment? No one talks about that. They're like, yeah, it's cool, it's fun. No, does it give you the confidence to shred? Now it's not false sense of confidence where you're just sending it recklessly and dying, but can you have the confidence to be the rider that you want because you have an amazing relationship and understanding with your equipment? I think that's actually a way bigger deal than most people feel. And then that leads to the question, does your equipment matter? There is a certain point, if you're a beginner, equipment matters less, but as you get better and better at snowboarding, your equipment matters more, because you either have the confidence, it's either hindering you or it's either helping you. Your confidence and your equipment is a big deal the better you get. And tip number 5 might be a little controversial, but at the end of the day, I'm here for you. Be careful where you get your advice from when it comes to buying decisions. If I'm 5'5", I know, super tall, but I'm 5'5" and 140 pounds, why would somebody listen to me who's like 220 and 7'12"? Our body types are significantly different. Our way we ride, the way we maneuver, our experiences are significantly different. So I'm not saying don't take advice from anyone, but make sure you're taking advice from somebody you trust, who's qualified, who has experiences, and ideally is a similar body type, similar riding style, somebody who understands what you're looking for versus just somebody on a random Reddit page is just like, do this board, 6 board, whatever. It might be for you who snowboards 5 days a year, but for me, it might not be what I'm looking for. So my biggest recommendation, watch reviews on videos, definitely do that, and then narrow it down and go ride the board before you buy it. There is nothing that's going to substitute actually going snowboarding and feeling the board. Within 3 runs, I will love or hate a board, and I know it instantly within 3 runs. And if I were to do product reviews, that's probably all I would need is 3 runs. But I will tell you right now, 3 runs or less, I'll know if I love or hate the board. But that's because I am riding it. I know how it responds. I know the way it feels. And yes, you could say that you could adapt to the board, but there's only so much adaptation that you could do to that board. I tried this board for 3 weeks, absolutely hated it, figured out how to adapt to it, hated it the whole entire time. And then for 3 weeks, it hindered my ability and it wasn't that sick. So do your due diligence, go check stuff out, get as much information as you can. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, ride the board. You're going to have the best answer. And then a bonus tip. Once you find that perfect snowboard, buy 2, buy 3, buy 4 if you can. I snowboard 200 days a year, and I've been on a board where it's like the most amazing board, and then going into the next year, they changed something about it, and it just felt different and felt weird. Now, my most favorite board in the world, it's gone. I don't have it anymore. So if you guys watch my 100-day video, 100 days on a snowboard video, I have 2 of these. I'm considering buying 2 more so that I can just have a board that I love, because I am afraid that the board's not going to be the same, and if it is different, I might cry. But on that note, dudes, thank you so much. Hopefully this information made sense and you absolutely loved it. Definitely comment down below, what are some weird hacks when it comes to buying gear that no one's talking about? Let me know down below because I learned a lot from you as much as you learned from me. So on that note, dudes, you are amazing. Love all of you. We out.